Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another Wealth Building CPA webinar. My name is Yasmin Razak. I'm your host today, and today my guest is Sonya Rocvil, who will be talking about her success in real estate investing. But before we get to the interview, here's a little bit of information about the Wealth Building CPA, Abera Ikoye. Abera is a CPA, an active real estate investor and founder of the Wealth Building CPA. She owns real estate investments in 5 states across the Eastern Coast. Her company has helped over 5,000 people just like you prepare their taxes online and offline, and her greatest joy comes from helping clients, friends, and associates become free of financial stress. You can reach Abera for a free consultation by calling the number on your screen. Okay, let's get to it. Sonya, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Sonya is a principal and founder of Rocvil Enterprises, LLC, which is a privately owned real estate company that specializes in acquiring multi-family apartment buildings in strategic markets across the U.S. Sonya is a seasoned professional. She's experienced in business analysis, problem solving, and investment optimization. Her career in the financial services industry at American Express and Arthur Andersen has encompassed building and implementing strategic initiatives that drive growth and profitability, improving processes and strengthening internal controls. So thanks so much for joining us today, Sonya.
Once again, I'm really happy to be on the call. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get straight to it. Can you tell us a little bit how you got started in real estate investing?
Sure. Yeah, I've always had a passion for real estate because it's all around us in everything, in our homes, in our offices. Real estate is everywhere around us. And for a long time, I had been thinking about how could I get into real estate investing. And all I had was, just the home that I live in, that I purchased. But other than that, I really didn't have a lot of real estate experience. But what I decided to do in 2013 was to join the Real Estate Investment Association in New York City, which is where I'm from. We have a great leader there who, definitely encouraged learning and really enabled us to get exposure to different types of strategies. And ultimately, when I had a change in my working situation, and it really gave me an opportunity to take a step back and think about something that I really wanted to do, and I thought about getting involved in real estate. So, joining that organization helped me think about the strategy that I wanted, and what I ended up selecting was multifamily. It just seemed to make sense to me because of the amount of the economies of scale, and it just resonated with me. And ultimately what I did was I found an organization that works with people who were interested in multifamily. They're called Elite Apartments, and through them I was able to really explore more and find a straighter path to investing in apartment buildings.
Okay, now could you tell us a little bit about how you got your very first deal done? What was that like?
Well, it was really unexpected because from my perspective, I was just coming from managing my own personal property and not really owning a property yet. So at first it was a bit intimidating, and ultimately the first deal I did was purchasing a 48-unit apartment building in Atlanta, Georgia. And I partnered with someone else in the group that I was a part of and worked with investors who invested in the deal. And that really, pulling all those resources together, enabled us to purchase this property.
Okay, and could you tell us about some of the challenges you faced putting that deal together?
Sure. I mean, some of the first things is that you have to overcome is, being in New York, real estate is very expensive. We had to get used to the idea of thinking about investing in somewhere else outside of New York, where there could be an opportunity for better returns. And so, after selecting the market, and that took a while to kind of find a market that I thought would be good, I really then did some research, looked at some of the trends, and when we decided on that market, I think some of the challenges were really, really around like thinking about how the deal was going to come together, raising money, and getting the investors that we needed to get us to close.
Okay. And presumably you've done quite a few more deals since your first deal. Would you mind sharing with the listeners probably what was your biggest payday?
So for me, actually, that deal was the first deal that I sponsored, and as part of that deal, the amount that we got from that was an acquisition fee of $50,000 that my partner and I split.
Okay, that's wonderful. And how long did it take you for that deal to get done, roughly?
So that's interesting because I think we found out that our bid was accepted in December or January, and then we eventually closed in May of that of the following year. So from December through May,
Okay.
we closed that deal.
Oh, that's great. And obviously that encouraged you to go on and continue investing. What advice would you give to other investors who are thinking of going into real estate?
I would definitely say to people, definitely be open to partnerships. At first, I thought that I was going to just do a deal on my own, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that's actually great if you can. But after a while, and especially since real estate is a relationship business, it's really important to identify people that you think that you could work with, because you could probably do more with the right team than just by yourself.
Okay, great. Now, tell us a little bit about how you found out Abera and her services and how they've helped you on the tax and financial.
One other thing, it's just an amazing opportunity I had to work with the Wealth Building CPA and her team. Being that she's already a real estate investor, she already came in with a mindset, and some of the questions that I had with my personal taxes and now with my company's taxes, she was able to really kind of put me at ease and really help me understand how things should be accounted for, how I can look at it, and I also like the fact that it's a balance, with her being conservative, thoughtful, but she takes a very deliberate approach in trying to come up with the best tax scenario. So that made me feel comfortable because I just feel that that's going to be a better situation for me in the long run, and it's really helped me know that I have a member of my team that I can count on for that, and she's always reachable and always able to give insightful and thoughtful advice and comments. So she's definitely of the value
Great to hear.
team.
Now, what could you share with the listeners what you're currently working on? What's sort of in the pipeline for you regarding deals?
Sure. So I'm looking at a few deals right now. One of them, and they're both sort of on the two different spectrums. There's one deal that's pretty much what we'd call a very clean deal, has a good cash flow and mechanism in place. And the other deal is quite the opposite and needs a bit more attention, I would say, to get it to the point where the other one is. So looking at those two deals, and then I also have been speaking to brokers because that's very important to also build, you're building relationships all around, and speaking to brokers to look at other things that may be coming in the pipeline, and hopefully a little bit before they hit the market, so we have a little bit of a runway to evaluate them. And these are
Okay, that
these are
sounds
in
really
Atlanta.
promising. And finally, Sonya, I know a lot of listeners would be interested in working with you, either as a joint venture partner or bringing you deals. How can people get in touch with you?
Sure. So you can contact me directly on my cell phone at 917-822-3511, or you could send me an email at info@berryrocville.com.
Okay, so you heard that. If you'd like to do business with Sonya, see if you can make some money together, all the information is on the screen. So thank you so much, Sonya, for taking time out to share your success story with us, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thanks for listening, everyone.